Check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Alright, so why does most people not ever get to make their dream a reality? I wrote a post, let me read it. It's what I wanted to talk about. Let's see what I said. So this video is about, let's see. We all dream of reality we want to experience, certain thoughts, ideas, and desires that ignites our passion and motivates us into taking action. So we step foot on the path to turning the dream into reality. So why doesn't it ever actually happen for most people? Even dealing with people who practice magic, even most of us aren't successful with manifesting what we desire most. You don't know really where this is gonna go, but I'm gonna take a shot at it. So it'll probably be a longer video. Let me get my hair right first. So I'll start by just giving the basic a mundane perspective and shit, and hopefully it'll go into the science. The sciences we be dealing with on this page or this channel. All right. So, on the most basic level, I say that there's a quote from Nipsey Hussle that he made years ago. And he was just talking, I'm paraphrasing, but he was talking about how it is he made it. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where he came from when so many don't. And he said one time that the only thing that separates me from everybody like me is that I'm stuck with it. Those aren't his exact words, but that's what he's saying. He's the only thing that separates me from them is that I seen it through. I never gave up. I didn't quit. I kept going. I think those might have been his words. I kept going. But don't quote me on that. But you get the point, right? Sounds so So we all have those strong desires. You know what I'm saying? We all have a reality that we have a desire to experience, right? Um, and I believe it's the thing is when it's something that we want, like we ain't even matter of fact, it ain't gotta be no super deep shit. Like let's just say, like basic desires, right? You know what I'm saying? But like there's things we really want, you know what I'm saying? But like and these things aren't like un un they're not reachable, right? So like right now I'm not even talking about even in the whole grand big picture, you know what I'm saying? Even your dream, the life you want to live overall. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just dealing with like just some things like on a more common level. Like how many people love to cook and they desire to have their own restaurant, right? And like 99% of those people never end up with their own restaurant. Um, it might not sound like the numbers are that lopsided, but really, you got to think about like we often hear people's success stories, right? We don't get the failure stories most of the time. You know what I'm saying? We get everybody's success stories. You know what I'm saying? But if we get the same amount of failure stories, you know what I'm saying? Like, you will see that it's probably like 99% fail in the 1% that actually um, gets what they want. I think like most commonly, Nipsey Hussle hits that, even that right on the head. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes work. I'm just using the restaurant thing as an example because that's like a common idea that you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people have. And that takes some work to do. You know what I'm saying? I know because I've done it with some other individuals that I needed help with to make it happen at the time. But I know, and that's just I'm just talking about small hut, like just some moms. I'm just talking about some moms and pops too. The example I'm just talking now, I ain't even talking about like no great 5-star restaurant. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not even dealing with the big picture. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just like breaking it down just to the basic stuff that like the common folks like we set out to do, and most of the times it don't get done. Um, in the beginning, whenever we step foot on that path to whenever we believe that we can have something that we want, and we believe that it can happen for us, you know what I'm saying? So we start taking those steps to pursue that thing. In the beginning, it's that you have a whole lot of energy, right? You got the power of enthusiasm that's the driving force for this thing that you want, right? So you running off of adrenaline, you know what I'm saying, for a while. You know how it is physically running off adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? Once the adrenaline wears off, then it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, you got to dig down and find something else to get you through, you know what I'm saying? To push you through, to keep pushing. Most of the times, whether we, most of the time, most people end up staying and getting stuck on the bottom floor at that beginning stage. You know what I'm saying? Lots of times it's like you running off of that high in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? As soon as that wears down, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you feel like, oh shit, now reality starts to set in, right? It's like you're fired and burnt out to where now this thing, this plan, this idea you had, it's not doing for you what you thought it would be doing at this point. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those ambitions that we had in the beginning end up getting left there just because we don't dig down, you know what I'm saying, and find something else to fight with or find something else to motivate us to get us through to the next season. Because that's all it is, you know what I'm saying, is everything in this universe, it operates according to universal law. Everything us, the trees, the everything, you know what I'm saying, our relationships, everything we create, you know what I'm saying, are operate under the same principles, you know what I'm saying? And that's seasons. There's going to be seasons to everything, you know what I'm saying? The same as Mother Earth, you know what I'm saying? We get the summer, winter, fall, spring, and you know what I'm saying, like, and not in that order, but but you can see it in that, you know what I'm saying? Summer's here, then it's gone, then it's back, then it's gone, then it's back. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in this world, you know what I'm saying? Like in this universe operates under the law of cycles. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be seasons to everything. You know what I'm saying? The law of rhythm, you know what I'm saying? The swinging back and forth, like, is part of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not about like good and bad. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you say you got to take the bad with the good, because like as we perceive it, what to be good and bad, whatever it is, it's just two sides of the coin. It's just the cycle that comes with it, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Same as in a lot of relationships with other people and shit. You know what I'm saying? What happens? You know what I'm saying? When you come in and you running off that high in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And you really enthused and excited and having fun, and as soon as that adrenaline shot wears off, you know what I'm saying? And you start to feel like, I don't like this motherfucker as much as I think I do. But you really probably do. But it's the seasons of your life. The seasons change. You know what I'm saying? Like your thought patterns change. You know what I'm saying? Like they go through seasons too and all. Like everything, bro, is under universal law. Our ignorance really to understanding universal law on the most like minute level, just on a basic level, like I'm saying, like just understanding, like you know how like let me hit this kid. It's going to go through a cycle, like plus when people be we have our dream, right? Everybody got that dream of theirs, what you want, this big thing you want to manifest and all of that shit. And we don't realize that whenever we looking at that, whenever that thing we want is we're drawn to it and we really want that, but we don't think about the fact that you're visualizing that like in its highest, most successful state. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at that vision in its most perfect state from your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you're not looking at what it's going to entail to actually get there, right? Because you got to walk the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't just gonna wake up with it, because then you ain't gonna know what to do with it, and you ain't gonna have it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But so you got to go through the process, which is the steps. You know what I'm saying? And most people stay stuck on the bottom tier. You know what I'm saying? On that bottom level, like on just on the beginning of the path. It's like that's where they throw the towel in at. Because once that energy they had to pursue it and to make it happen that they had in the beginning, once that starts to dissipate and dwindle down a little bit, once it starts to change, because it don't go nowhere, energy just changes. Once that energy starts to change, and then they feel like I don't think I want it bad enough to endure the pain, you know what I'm saying, endure the suffering that comes with it, that comes with walking them steps, you know what I'm saying, climbing that ladder, you know what I'm saying. That's really, most of us, we just want to stay in the comfort part of it, you know what I'm saying. Like, I just want to live in the part of it that I'm comfortable with, which is like on the bottom level where everybody at, you know what I'm saying. It's like you don't like being there. Everybody wants to be on the top floor, you know what I'm saying. But I think in just the most mundane way is just we don't continue up the path. You know what I'm saying? We have our idea of what we feel something, a journey should be like, right? But then the reality of it is something that we wasn't prepped to deal with or whatever. So the saying is not about it's about the journey, it's not about the destination. So like that means this. When you have this reality that you're pursuing, right? This thing that you want. And so then once you take a step on the path to pursuing it, then the universe goes in motion, right? and starts unfolding. Most people don't recognize when that the dream, that the reality is unfolding in real time. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't unfold quickly enough for people. You know what I'm saying? That's why it gets left right there. You know what I'm saying? Like before it can really materialize. You know what I'm saying? Before like it can go through like the whole like the germination process. Like everything has to develop, right? Like anything you're trying to manifest, and the bigger the manifestation, the more energy it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? So like this life that you want, this reality, like it's trying to manifest, but it have to be like crafted from something, right? So it's circumstances in your relationships, you know what I'm saying, and the events in your life, all these things happen because like it's molding, it's shaping, it's trying to form, it's trying to um fulfill, it's trying to reach that state of fulfillment. But when we're not willing to go through the process because we become uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying, and we start to deal with the pain side of it, right? There's pleasure and pain, like the dynamic duo. You know what I'm saying? You don't get one without the other. It's like everything be cool when we rocking around on the pleasure side of it, but as soon as we start to experience the pain from it, and that's just as soon as really we start to having to be responsible for it, right? Because everything you create, you have to then in return be responsible for, right? And once you give up that responsibility, you're not responsible for it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like then it doesn't have, you're not feeding it any energy. It doesn't have the energy to be sustainable, right? But it's still gonna fight to survive, right? And still try to feed on energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's then you're really gonna probably experience everything in a bad way, in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? Because it still has to. It's trying to pull energy from anywhere it can get it just to stay alive, right? This thought that you had, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't stop feeding it. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's like once you stop taking responsibility for what you create, then it dies. Um, and it usually dies hard, right? It's like it's gonna die kicking and screaming the same way we all do. Um, so the thing that you want, right? Here's the thing about the journey towards it, right? What people don't. The journey, what I started saying earlier, when they say like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. The journey is the reality of what you want, right? This reality, you know what I'm saying, that you wishing you had, you know what I'm saying, this desire that you're on the road to fulfill. Well, the journey itself, the journey is the reality of it. This is what you want. You say you want that, cool. Well, the journey, you know what I'm saying? All of that shit is you living the reality of getting what you think you want. It's that simple. Like the actual outcome that you're designing, you know what I'm saying? Like that actual outcome, like that's the illusion, right? Because that outcome that you think, like to you, it represents perfection. It represents that you made it. It represents like the grass is greener on the other side. That's what it represents, right? And then once you get there, it's like now you're looking at some different grass, right? The journey is the reality. The shiny piece of candy, that's the illusion. That's like, but it's good because it fulfills you with a sense of purpose. And it's one of the one things that actually holds the power to make you have the courage to actually step out and take a risk of actually living your life. Trying to get to that dream state. I abandoned many desires and left them on the first floor. Same as anybody, right? And the same as anybody, but you also have a lot of those wishes, right, that have been fulfilled. It might be like The Alchemist, the book, The Alchemist. Um, do I got? Let me see if I still got that. Which I ain't gonna read nothing out the book or nothing. It was just on my mind what I was saying. The Alchemist, a fiction story, whatever, but it has a good moral to it, right? So basically, what I'm talking about is like that illusion I'm talking about, of like that perfected reality, that treasure. That's from The Alchemist, right? He's searching for this treasure, and I ain't read it in a while, but I know he was searching for this treasure. He was on the hunt for this treasure. Um, and he done had to travel far and wide, right? And he done went through all of these different circumstances, all of these different events, all of this. Like he went on this long journey to get to the treasure. And then when he got there, only to find out that the treasure was located where he was at in the beginning of the journey. What I take from that is the journey may be about showing you that you already had what it is that you was looking for all along. Lots of times it'll take losing something. Right? We take a lot of common, we take most things for granted, really. You know what I'm saying? And it takes losing something to realize like its value that you are like, you know what I'm saying? Like to recognize that you already had some shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you looking for it again. Now, not appreciating what you already have, right? Like you might already have your treasure and can't recognize it. Um, yeah. Shit, I think I'm probably about to leave it at that. If you're not familiar with like just the laws of the universe, right? Or study the seven principles, the seven Kemetic principles. Am I saying that right? Or Hermetic, or the seven Hermetic principles, something like that. You know what I mean? But it definitely, you know what I'm saying? Just if you know what I'm saying, to get the just how the universe, just like the principles of the basic principles of polarity, you know what I'm saying, of opposites, of the rhythm, right? Things going back, what goes around comes around. What else is it? It's what everything vibrates, right? Everything vibrates, nothing rests, nothing stays still. Everything's vibrating. Everything is constantly changing. Yeah. The principle of masculine and feminine. You know what I'm saying? Masculine and feminine is in everything. And it comes back to the polarity. You know what I'm saying? The duality. You know what I'm saying? It's everything is gonna be hot or cold, left, right, up, down. Um, so yeah. I think the ultimate goal, like for us, well, I mean, your goal is whatever your goal is. But I'll say, like, I think the idea is that the goal should be to rise above it all and master our humanity. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, no longer have to exist under those laws of good and bad, hot and cold, left and right, back and forth. Um, yeah. Anyway, I'll say this. most of our dreams of those wishes we have don't ever get fulfilled. I'll say this. I think most of them get left on that first floor because really from the place that we're creating from. I feel like when you create from love, right, we should create things from a place of love. You know what I'm saying? Um, because if you operating with the force of love is gonna be one. It's probably gonna be the only thing that's gonna be able to withstand all of those rainy days. You know what I'm saying? All of those cold nights, all of those bumps in the road, right? All of the suffering that you're going to endure as you journey to wherever it is you're trying to get. Suffering, it comes with it. So I think that love is the only energy which we have the access to use that is going to withstand all of it, right? If you do, if you operating like in the name of love for what you're doing, right? Not operating from how much money this is going to make me rich, right? Not operating from how much power and control is this going to give me. Not operating from this is going to land me all the all the women are going to want me. You know what I'm saying? Not operating from the ego, but when we create in the name of love, you know what I'm saying? Reality always comes out for our best benefit. Even if it's not the most comfortable or the most fun all the time, you know what I'm saying? But when we create in the name of love, it always turns out as best, right, that it could possibly turn out for us. Mostly we create from the ego. You know what I'm saying? You see things turn out the way they turn out. So I'm gonna leave it at that, man. If you stuck around for that whole little spiel, shit, I hope you was able to take at least something from it. If not, and shit, I hope you found some form of entertainment. I mean, that's being able to take something away. You know what I'm saying? Hope it was worth the while, but we're gonna leave it at that.